My wife is 5 months pregnant as of now. This baby is technically our second because she lost the first one. The problem is that my wife is constantly angry, anxious or moody, not normal hormonal moodiness that arises from pregnancy but a tad bit extreme version of it. I don't know if it is a subset of our previous pregnancy loss. She sees a therapist and she still continues along her ways. I have also spoken to her gyna and she mentions it could be past trauma from loss or outburst due to hormones. However, there's always something she finds fault in after I come back from my 10-hour work shift. The tiredness aside, she would start trivial arguments even about things like me buying the wrong shape of carrots or if I switched to my TV channel to relax even though she wasn't watching it in the first place. A few times a month is understandable, but this happening every day is taking a toll on me. She constantly says absent-minded things like, quit work, or, take loans for now and stay with me. And while I would love that, who will pay the bills and who's going to repay the loans? I'm losing sleep and getting more annoyed as the days go by. So seeing all this, I realized that she requires constant companionship to guide her through this pregnancy. I called up her mother and father and gently requested they temporarily look after my wife for the time being. They're both retired and happily agreed to take my wife in. However, when I told my wife, she took it as me absolving myself of responsibility, even though I plan to call her every day and visit her for the weekends. She's calling me an idiot for entrusting her with her parents, although personally it seems like I'm doing her a favor to combat her loneliness and get guidance from her parents. Am I the idiot here for killing two birds with one stone and having peace of mind and ensuring her needs are taken care of by having her parents take over her care? I'm going to say not the idiot, but 60 to 90 calls a day and the other behaviors you describe are way beyond normal anxiety and into needs intervention. Something is very, very wrong and she needs help that I doubt her parents are qualified to give. I'm not saying that staying with them isn't an option to give you the space and sanity you need to continue being the sole breadwinner, but it can't be the only response. I agree that her parents aren't qualified to get her 100% of the help she needs, but sometimes just the presence of supportive people nearby can be a positive help when going through an episode like that. She's alone for 10 hours a day when staying with her husband, and that's just not the best environment for her considering her anxiety, trauma and needs as a pregnant soon-to-be mom. Not likely. She's pregnant. Hormones play a huge part in depression. She needs a doctor. It's not likely going to be a parent's will to do anything positive, especially since she doesn't want to go. I would talk to her therapist and Obgyn to let them know the extent of her behavior. 60 to 90 calls a day and begging you to quit your job to stay with her while also picking non-stop fights and keeping you awake. That's not hormones. That's a mental health crisis. Shame on her therapist and gyno for not being more proactive and saying, hey, this could be prepartum depression, pregnancy psychosis, or a trauma response. Here are some options. I think the first step is getting her parents to visit and getting her counselor a little more involved or replaced. This could easily devolve into a serious situation extremely quickly. Maybe another option would be to have her parents stay with you all and tag team with her. I could see more eyes being better than the current situation, or shipping her to her parents.